Hello, welcome back to a Netflix TV show review. I'm not sure I want to call it TV show because Netflix is not TV, but it's a Netflix series review. That's a better title. Medici. I am somewhat familiar with the name Medici, but I did not know much about the background of this famous banker. As far as the name, pretty much all I know is he was a banker, a famous banker back in the 1400 ish, in Italy, in Florence, and that's about the extent of my knowledge of Medici. But when it comes down to watching a timepiece, whether it's Marco Polo or Medici or anything about like Tudors, I love timepieces. When it comes down to historical past, whenever I see a show that spur interest in me to research more about the time period, the characters, it has done its job. Because sure, the show is gonna be sensationalized in order to make it more interesting. Sometimes you don't need to, but many of these timepieces tend to add a little bit, alter this part a little bit here and there. But usually when I watch something and it's good, I tend to go back and try to find out and read as much of the historical information as I can to see how different it is or what was altered in the show. But that's me. And this show definitely did. I binged through the 8 episode over the past 2 days, and it's definitely engaging. I think the acting is solid, as in most Netflix show. Usually one thing that I can count on over the past few years in watching Netflix show is you can count on good casting and solid acting. You have the name that jump out is Brian Cox, of course, Dustin Hoffman. When I first watched the very first episode, it took me a little bit to recognize Dustin Hoffman. It's been so long since I've seen him, and at first, his first appearance on the scene, I did not recognize him. I thought it was just some other old man on the screen, and then it took me a second viewing of rewinding the first 10 minutes to recognize that that's Dustin Hoffman. And then the other big name, I don't know his name, but I recognize his face, is of course Richard Madden. I think I have seen him. I only watched Game of Thrones one season, the first season. Okay, so I guess that's where he is famous for. But the rest of the cast, I can't say for sure where I have seen any of them, if any of them. But solid job. The story is engaging. It started out with a murder, and then by the last episode, the murder is solved in many ways, or who the murderer was revealed. Okay, it's it's in most murder mystery. Halfway through the 8 episode, I think I had an idea of who it was, and my hunch was right. Whenever I watch a murder mystery, as I have mentioned in many videos, I love whodunit kind of series. And when something is, if there's any knock on any shows, not this one particular, is maybe it's for me. Maybe the way my brain works, it connect the dots, or it decipher clues quicker than others or other people. Who knows? But all I know is, for me, by halfway through this episode, I find that all the evidence are pretty much planted. Okay, this is a spoiler-free review, so I'm not gonna say much. I think that's already might be too much as far as spoilers, but the the cinematography of this series is fantastic. It's like Marco Polo. If you have watched Marco Polo, you are familiar with how beautifully designed the set is, the costume, the environment is, the scenery, the landscape, and same with this show. Okay, it's look expensive. Okay, it's not. It's it falls in line with if you watch a show like Tudors. It has that rich feel. It has that real feel of the time period. So kudos to Netflix to do it right, in my opinion. And it was entertaining. I can't say much more than it was worth the 8 hours of binging. Usually, when a show is good enough and I find myself binging through 8 or 10 episodes in 2 or 3 days, that means it's good. If it was not good, it would have been a struggle to watch 8 or 10 episodes in a week. But when it's good, it's easy to find the time to watch it. And I give this series an 8 out of 10. Okay, it's a solid score, an 8 out of 10, a B. I think for those that enjoy family drama, political intrigues and backstabbing and backdealings and conniving characters and that kind of show. This is not the kind of show where there's a lot of sword fighting and people charging and head chop off or things like that. It's not a violent show. Okay, if you're looking for a Braveheart kind of show, this is not a Braveheart kind of show. It's not even Marco Polo kind of show. Marco Polo is a very action-oriented series compared to this one. This one is more of a political intrigue, family drama kind of show. Much like Tudors, in my opinion. And that's it. I think if you're a fan of timepiece, if you're a fan of historical people, historical characters, it's a good show to watch. I enjoyed it. And that's it for this review of Medici.